I saw the ad actually for this event like in December for the first time, because originally it was going to be hosted, I think, December 15th or something like that.
Yes.
And it also said LGBTQ friendly.
Oh, really?
All right, so LGBTQ friendly. And I didn't know what that meant. So did you ever have one of those thoughts and immediately you think, that's a very stupid thought I have? Because for me, the first thought I had was, oh, are they going to serve sandwiches? And then this voice to me like, you fucking idiot. What does LGBTQ have to do with sandwiches? But I was going like, what's it called? Bacon?
BLT.
Yeah, BLT, right. So I decided to go online to figure out what does LGBTQ mean. And then I knew, and I was thinking about it, and you know, for me, I'm from Holland. I mean, that's, I think, a very liberal country. If you're gay or bisexual, it doesn't really matter, whatever you are in Holland, it's friendly, you know. So I'm curious, why do people put up signs that is friendly for gay people? But then it's only friendly for gay people. It's not like straight people are welcome too. And you know, I think for me it's kind of weird, because then you can also say, well, if it's only for gay people and you know, lesbians or whatever, and I think the Q stands for queer, right? It's kind of interesting. Why do you need to promote that you're friendly for those people? Because for me, it's just normal people. So why do you have to promote it so obvious? And I actually saw this interview a couple of weeks ago with Morgan Freeman. I mean, Morgan Freeman, right? I mean, the guy who played God. So whenever he speaks, you listen. And they asked him about, listen, Morgan, how do you think we should deal with racism? And he said, stop talking about it. So maybe the LGBTQ friendly, just leave it out, right? But I'm not going to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about an experience I had because, well, I moved to Portugal, so it was very sudden for me. So everything was new. The country, the language, the people, the food, the climate, which is great. Everything is new. So in the beginning, especially in the beginning, because we still had the lockdown going on with the face masks, which I really hated. I had to go to the supermarket with the face masks on. It was horrible. But I was finding my way. And one of those things I needed to do was become a member of a gym. So I decided to try out a few gyms. And finally, I found the place that was best for me, the Superior Gym. And Superior Gym, are there any members here of Superior Gym? Yeah, okay, 2 people, great. Great gym, you know, they have everything. Workout room, indoor pool, outdoor pool, jacuzzi, everything is there. So it's great for me. So in my first week, I said to myself, Marcel, why don't you go for a swim once a week? And so I did. I went to the swimming pool and I noticed that everybody was wearing a swimming cap. And I said to myself, well, I'm not going to wear a swimming cap. A, because I'm going to look like an idiot. But that was the ego talking, of course. But also, well, I don't have any hair, so what's the use of a swimming cap? So I jumped into the swimming pool and I started swimming. 1 lap, and I came back. The lifeguard came to me and said, excuse me, you have to wear a swimming cap. I said, yeah, but you know, no hair. Doesn't matter, those are the rules, you must wear a swimming cap. I said, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to wear a swimming cap. I'll be back with the supervisor. I said, okay, you'll do that. So I started swimming again, and I came back, and he was standing there with the supervisor. And the supervisor, he said the same thing. Excuse me, you have to wear a swimming cap. It's mandatory. Everybody has to do it. I said, okay, I'll buy it. He said, please tell me why there is a rule that I have to wear a swimming cap. Well, he said it's mandatory. He said, I know it's mandatory, but why do I have to wear it? Well, he said it's for hygienic reasons. I said, which are they? He said, well, it's from preventing hair to get into the water. So I said, you know, yeah, doesn't matter. Everybody has to wear one. I said, dude, listen, I am not going to wear a swimming cap. And I started swimming again. And he said, I will be back with the manager. I said, okay. So I was swimming my laps. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes passed by. Nobody came back. So I thought, oh, maybe they want to let me go. I was off the hook. So after about, I don't know, 20 minutes, I got out of the swimming pool and I jumped into the jacuzzi. Of course, without my swimming cap. And I was laying there, chilling, having a good time in the bathtub. And there they came. 3 of them. The lifeguard, the supervisor, and the manager. All of them wearing face masks. They were walking towards me, and in the background, I could hear the music of Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun. And I'd be like, okay, this is going to be good. So I was lying in the swimming pool. They were standing on the edge of the jacuzzi, and the manager started talking to me and said, listen, we bought you a complimentary swimming cap. For today it's fine, but next time you come, please wear this. I said, listen, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to wear it. Yeah, but you must. I know. I said, but I'm not going to do it. I have no problem with rules, but to follow a rule that doesn't make any sense to me, that sounds kind of crazy. That sounds kind of stupid. So I'm not going to do it. It goes against all my personal values that I have. So we were going back and forth on it for about 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, I said, okay, we give up. They signed, they got up, they left. And I'd be like, great, that's that. So next week, I came back to the swimming pool, did my swimming, nothing going on. Week after that, everything was fine. And every now and then, they have like a new lifeguard coming in, or somebody that hasn't seen it before. They come to me and I tell them, listen, I cleared it all with the supervisor, we're all good. Great. Until one day, this older lifeguard came in. And he looked very serious. You know, some people here, they look very serious, they take their job very serious. So he was, walking across the pool, spotting people that weren't wearing a swimming cap. And then he saw me, and he'd be like, you're mine. So he came to me, and he said, you must wear the swimming cap. This is mandatory. Those are the rules. You must obey the rules. I said, Jesus, dude. Damn, you take your job very serious. I said, listen. I cleared it with your commanding officer. I'm not going to wear it, call him, it's fine. I'm not going to wear a swimming cap. Okay, we will see about that. And so I started swimming. And then I came back to his side, and there he was, a fanatic lifeguard with the manager. Because the manager said, yes, everybody must wear a swimming cap. But the manager then didn't recognize me at the time. So the lifeguard thought like, okay, my manager is here, now I can show my manager how good I am at my job. So then he started screaming at me, you must wear the swimming cap! This is mandatory! There is no exception to the rules! And I'd be like, Jesus, dude! And even the manager was like, damn! What the fuck is this guy doing, And so the manager said, oh, get down. You're fine, sir, you're fine, you can go ahead. I'd be like, great, that's fine. And so I did my swim, and everything was fine. 3 weeks ago, I was in the swimming pool, again, of course, like every week, and I was planning on jumping into the swimming pool. And this young, handsome buck came to me. He was a really handsome man, He was a crossing between Johnny Depp and D'Artagnan. He had this perfect beard, when you don't shave for 5 days, he has a perfect beard. If I don't shave for 5 days, I look like a homeless guy. Yeah, exactly. I look like a homeless guy just been on a bender. So he's like, damn, look at this handsome guy. And he pointed to me at the head. He said, yes, I know, but manager, yes, I know who you are. I know who you are. People have been talking to you. Yes, you are the one that decides not to wear a swim cap. But it is I who take my job very seriously. And I have to inform you that you must wear a swimming cap. But I have now informed you, and you can go on about your swim, and it's good. And I went to the swimming pool and said, that was kind of refreshing. So, peace again was restored at the swimming pool. So what did this experience teach me? Well, actually, it taught me to ask myself 3 questions when I'm having a new experience. The first question would be, what can I learn from this experience? Because there's always something new to learn. Also, how can this experience inspire me to create something new or improve my life? And the third one, which is even the most important one, I can ask myself the question, how can I make this entertaining? Because if I can learn something new, if I can inspire myself while I'm having a good time, then I want to experience as many things as possible. And that's my story. Thank you for listening.